Hello guys, this tutorial video is for Adobe Animate CC Lesson 9, working with sound and video. So first, we still need to open Adobe Animate CC, and then go to File, Open, and locate into your Lesson 9 folder. So I need to go to Lesson 9, Start, and open 09 start.flash. So we still see this warning, and you can just click OK to let the file opens. I'll set the scale value as 50% to say the whole image. Okay, the first step we're going to do is to know how to use sounds. We need to import a sound file. So we go to File, Import, and choose Import to Library. So we still need to go to 09 Start folder and go to Sounds, and choose monkey.wav and click Open. And then we go to Library panel, and you can say this is the sound wave I just imported into the library, and you can click it, and then you can click the play button on the far upper right corner of the library, which is here, and then preview the sounds. And then double-click the sound icon in front of your monkey WAV file. Double-click this. The Sound Properties dialog box appears, providing information on your sound file, including its original location, in size, and other technical properties. So you can just click OK. And then we go to File, Import to Library. And then choose the other ones and import them all. Now you can see they are all imported here. And then you can right click to choose new folder and type in sounds, and move the sound wave I imported into the same folder, which is sound folder. And also here is elephant, we move it in. So now you can see all of the sound files are moved into sounds folder. The next is placing sounds on timeline. We need to select the video layer on the timeline, insert a new layer and rename it as sounds. Select the first keyframe of the sound layer, which is this one. Drag the afrolatebit.mp3 file. So we open it and we need to choose this one. Drag it and then put it here. We need to put it on stage. So you can see the waveform of this file appears on the timeline. So we select the first keyframe of the sound layer, and in the Properties Inspector, we go to Properties. Note that your sound file is now listed on the pull-down menu under the sound target. Now the sound script, which is this one. No, this is script. So it should be here. This is the name of that sound. Select the stream for the sync option. So this is a stream for the sync option. And then move the playhead back and forth on the timeline. The sound plays as you scrub the timeline. So we go to Control Test. Wait a second. So you can hear the sound plays only for a short while before getting cut off. Because the sound is set to stream, it plays only when the playhead moves along the timeline, and if there are sufficient frames to play. There is a stop action at frame 9, so we're back to check whether there is a stop option in frame 9. So here is a stop action, which is in the frame 9. That stops the playhead and hence stops the sound. So next is adding frames to the timeline. Click on the stage to deselect the timeline, and then place the playhead between frame 1 and frame 9 by clicking on the tab frame numbers. Like this. And then choose Insert Timeline Frame to insert frames in all the layers between frame 1 and frame 9. Insert enough frames so that there are about 50 frames to play the sound before the stop action in the second frame at the actions layer. So now this is the stop sign. I'll keep inserting frames. And you can also press F5 on your keyboard to insert frames quickly. So for Mac users, you need to press Fn button and also press F5 like this to creating enough frame. Like move it to at this point. So now you can say this keyframe, which is the stop action, is moved to frame 51, which means I should have already there's enough frames to play the music. And then I go to Control Test to hear the sound. So you can hear that the sound lasts longer because it has more frames to play before the playhead stops. The next is clipping the end of a sound. So we just close the preview. Select the first keyframe of the sounds layer. So in the sounds layer, the first one. In the Properties Inspector, we need to click the pencil button. And then you can see the Edit Envelope dialog box appears, showing you the sound's waveform. So what we do is to click the zoom out icon until you can see the entire wave sound like this. So this is the entire wave sound. The waveform appears to end at around 224 frames, or about 10 seconds. Drag the right end of the time slider inward to about frame 45. So we drag into the frame, drag it to about to zoom in, drag about 45, frame 45 like this. The sound shortens by being clipped from the end. The sound now plays for about 45 frames. Click OK to accept the changes you've made. And then you can see the waveform on the main timeline indicates they shorten the sound. The next is changing the volume of a sound. Select the first keyframe of the sound layer, which is this one, and then In the Properties Inspector, click the pencil button and you can see the Edit Envelope dialog box appears. Select the Frames viewing option, which is this one, and zoom in on the waveform to see its end near frame 45. So zoom in and the end, which is 45, about here. Click on the top horizontal line on the top waveform above frame 20. So this is frame 20. It's about here. Click here, and then you can see a box appears on the timeline. Indicating a keyframe for the sound volume. Click on the top horizontal line of the upper waveform above frame 45 and drag it down to the bottom of the window. Okay, it's about here, and I drag it like this. The downward diagonal line indicates the drop in volume from 100% to 0%. Click the corresponding keyframe on the lower waveframe and drag it down to the bottom of the window. So also the same thing happens here. Test the effects of your sound edits by clicking the play button on the lower left, which is this one. And then you click OK. So the next is deleting or changing the sound file. Select the first keyframe of the sounds layer in the Properties Inspector. So this is Property. We need to click Now. And you can see the waveform is moved. Now let's add a different sound, like I'll choose African beat. And you can see it's added to the timeline. So the next is setting the quality of the sounds. We need to go to File, Publish, Settings. The Publish Settings dialog box appears. Select the Flash, which is SWF checkbox on the left, which is this one, and click the Audio Stream Settings to open the Sound Settings dialog box, which is Audio Stream 1. Change the bit rate to 64. And deselect the Convert Stereo to Mono check. Deselect this one. And click OK to accept the settings. And also click the Audio Event Settings. Change the bit rate to 64. And deselect the Convert Stereo to Mono. And then click OK. Now, both the audio stream and audio event settings should be at 64 kbps with stereo sounds preserved. And then select Override Sound Settings. And then click OK. So the next step is adding sounds to buttons. In the Library panel, go to Library, double-click the icon of the button symbol called Sound Button 1. So we need to find Sound Button 1, which is this one. Double-click. You enter Symbol Editing mode for that button symbol. The three layers in the button symbol help organize the content of the up, over, down, and height states. Insert a new layer and rename it as Sounds. Select the down frame in your sounds layer. So the sounds layer, select the down one. If you cannot select, just press Command and click once. And then insert a keyframe by right-click to choose Insert Keyframe. drag the monkey WAV file to the stage. A waveform for the monkey WAV file appears in the down keyframe of the sounds layer. Select the down frame in the sounds layer, which is this one, in the Properties Inspector. Choose Start to Sync option. So we need to sync, choose Start. And then go back to Scene 1. Oh, just click Control to test. So we click Sound 1, and you can hear the sound. So we close it. And then we need to do the same thing. So we just first back to Scene 1, Library to Button 2, and Button 3. So for Button 2, we first click. Now I click the wrong one. It should be Sound Button 2, this one. Yes, double click. And then add a new layer, name it as Sounds. In the down frame, right click to choose Insert Keyframe. And then drag the sound file, which is Lion. So the Lion, drag it onto the stage like this. Yes, and then go to Properties. Click it and choose Start. Okay. And then the last one, which is Sound Button 3, also we create new layer and name it Sounds. Go to down, right click to insert keyframe, and drag the other sound file, which is Elephant. Drag it like this, and then go to Properties, choose Start. Okay. And then I test. Go to Control to test. Okay, so we'll click 1, 2, 3, like sound 1. So this means you have been successfully added the sounds to the button. So in the next step, we are going to use another application that goes along with Adobe Animate CC. So when you download Adobe Animate CC from the Adobe Creative Cloud, there should be another one called Media Encoder CC. It follows it. We need to use this one. So I already opened it here. And you can see the interface of this program. Okay, we need to go to File, add Source, and wait to import your video and go to your Zero Start folder and select penguins.mov file and click Open. So you can see the penguins MOV file is added to the queue and is ready for conversion to your choice of video format. We need to convert video files for Flash. In the first column under Format, so this is Format, stick with the default, which is H.264. Under the preset option, we need to choose YouTube SD. Find YouTube SD. So I don't have that 360 pixels. I have this 480. So just choose the one you have. And then click the link under the Output File button, which is this one. Save as dialog box appears. You can choose to save the file to another file another folder, and then click Start Queue button, which is this green one. Adobe Media Encoder begins the encoding process. Media Encoder displays the settings for the encoded video and it shows the progress. Like this is the progress. And the preview, you can say this is the preview. Okay, when it's finished, so there is a down label here. You now have the penguins.mp4 file in your lesson 9 folder along with the original penguins MOV file. Okay, so next, we're going to learn how to crop your video. We need to select the Source tab in the upper left corner of the Export Setting dialog box. So how to open Export Settings? We need to go to Edit, Reset Status. So first click it and Reset Status to open the export settings. Okay, I need to wait. So if it's not open, you can just click the preset and you can see the export settings. So we need to select the Source tab, which is this one, in the upper left corner of the Export Settings dialog box, and then click the Crop button. The cropping box appears over the video preview window. Drag the size inward to crop from the top, bottom, left, or right. Anywhere is okay. And you can say the grayed out portions outside the box is the part that will be cutted and displays the new dimensions next to your cursor, like this. You can also use the left, top, right, and bottom settings above the preview window to enter exact pixel values. So like this. If you want to keep the crop in the standard proportion, click the Crop Proportion menu and choose a desired one. Like here, I'll choose a different one. And then crop the part you want. So to see the effect of the crop, we need to click the Output tab, which is this one. The preview window shows how your final video will appear. The Source Scaling pull-down menu contains options for setting how the crop will appear in the final output. So like we have different choice, like this. Exit the cropping mode without making the crop by clicking the Crop button. Again, under the Source tab to deselect it, like this. You won't need to crop the penguins MOV video for this lesson. So the next is adjusting the video length. Click and drag the playhead. We need to click it once. So this is the playhead. We can drag the playhead to scrub through your video to view the footage. And place the playhead at the desired beginning point of your video, like I want to begin from here. And time markers indicate the number of seconds that have elapsed. And I can choose this one. So you can say it changes time from the playhead, or I can directly drag this like this. This is the end point. Drag the in and out points back to their original positions, or you can just choose the entire clip. And you don't need to adjust the video length for this lesson. I just show you how to do this. So I'll just click cancel. Setting advanced video and audio options. We need to make sure the export video and export audio boxes are selected. Still need to click it. So export video, export audio are all selected. Click the video tab. This one is the video tab. Deselect the resize video. So we need to deselect the resize video, and the constraint option, which is the chain link icon, is here. We should deselect all of them, and then enter 492 for the width. Should be 492 for the width, and click outside the field to accept the change. And then click OK. Click Start Queue to begin the encoding process. With your custom resize settings, and Media Encoder creates another MP4 file of penguins.mov. Delete the first one you created and rename it the second one, penguins.mp4. So next is saving advanced video and audio options. In the Export Settings dialog box, so we need to open it again. So in the Export Settings dialog box, click the Save Preset button, which is this one. In the dialog box that opens, provide a descriptive name for the video and audio options and then click OK. So like I'll just type in test and click OK. So you can see the test is here in the preset, and return to the queue of videos. You can apply your custom setting to additional videos by simply choosing like test. You can see it here. So the next, we're going to back to Animate CC and open our 09 working copy.flash project. And then select the keyframe labeled penguins in the videos layer. So this one. Choose File, Import, and choose Import Video. In the Import Video wizard, select on your computer and click Browse. In the dialog box, select penguins.mp4. So we're going to say 09. Start. So it should be penguins mp4 file. And click Open. The path to the video file appears. Select the Load External Content with Playback component option. So this is external. Load external video and then click Next. In the next screen of the Import Video wizard, you select the scan or the interface control for the video. From the scan menu, select the third option from the top, which is Minim Flat Custom Color Playback Seek Counter Vol Mode. Like this one. And then click Next. I need to click back. I forgot to choose the color. For the color, we need to choose 333333 with a 75 alpha. Drag it to 75 and click Next. You can review the information for the video file and then click Finish to import the video. So your video with the selected skin appears on the stage looks like this. Place the video on the left side of the stage. And you can also say in the library. So this one should be under 4. An FLV playback component also appears in your library panel. The component is a special widget that is used on the stage to play your external video. So we go to Control. So before that, we need to resize it. Go to Properties. Like width, I'll change it, make it smaller. Like I'll change it 500 and drag it to the left side like this. So okay, we go to Control Test. So after the music, click the penguins. Yes, and you can say the FLV playback component plays the external penguin video with the skin you choose in the imported video wizard, and then we click to close it. So the other animal videos have already been encoded and provided in the 09 start folder. We import the other files in each of their corresponding keyframes and position them on the stage in the same location as the penguins, and before movie, choose the same skin as penguin. So we need to go to Timeline and click it and choose File, Import Video. Browse it. So the second one is the mandrill. So we need to choose mandrill.mp4. Okay, next. So it's the same playback, same color, and next, and finish. Okay, and place it in the almost the same place. And then it's the tiger. Go to File, Import, and import video. Browse your tiger. Here it is. And then next, same color, same thing, and then finish. Then drag it here. So also the line. Import video. Browse. Find your line is here. And click Finish. Okay, and we can go to Control, Test. So we already tested the penguin and the mandrill, tiger, and the lion like this. So the next step is to importing the video clip. So now you will use the Import Video wizard to import the pop-up FLV file, which has already been encoded with an alpha channel. Insert a new layer called Pop-up Video. So we rename it as pop up video. Insert a keyframe at frame 50. So we go to frame 50. I'll press Command and then, so this is in pop-out video, and right-click to choose Insert Keyframe. Okay. You'll place the video of the zoo director at the end of the musical introduction at the same time. The stop action appears. The keyframe at frame 86, which is this one, ensures that the video of the zoo director disappears from the stage when the animal video appears. Select the keyframe at frame 50. Choose File, Import Video. And in the Import Video wizard, select on your computer and click Browse. Select the pop-up FLV. So this is pop-out FLV and click Open. Select Load External Video is Playback and click Next. For the scan, we choose None. And Next. And Finish. So the video of the zoo director with a transparent background appears on the stage. Move the video so its bottom edge lines up with the top edge of the navigation bar like this. Okay, and then make X, go to Properties, make X value as 260. And then we go to Control Test. So you will say, after the music, the zoo director appears and gives a brief talk. Like this. If you click one of the animal video buttons, like this, okay, the next is embedding an FLV on the timeline. So we need to open the file 09workingcopy.flash, which is this one, and then select the first keyframe of the pop-up video layer. So the first keyframe, this one. And then we need to choose File, Import Video. In the Import Video wizard, select on your computer and click Browse. Okay, we need to select the polar bear. It's polar bear FLV. This one. Okay, and click Open. In the Import wizard, we need to select Embedded FLV, this one, and play in timeline. Click Next to continue. Deselect Expand Timeline if needed, and deselect Include Audio. Click Next or Continue. Click Finish to import the video. The video of the polar bear appears on the stage. Use the selection tool to move it to the left side of the stage like this. And then choose Control Test. So did you see that the polar bear plays from the first frame and the tail, this one when the zoo director pop up? So the next is using embedded video. Select the embedded video of the polar bear on the stage, right click, and then choose create motion tween. So Flash Animate asks you to convert the embedded video to a symbol so it can apply a motion tween. So we need to click OK. Also, it asks you to add enough frames inside the movie clip symbol so that the entire video can play. So we just choose yes. And you can say a motion tween is created by Animate here. We need to right-click frame 30 of the pop-up video layer. So pop-up video layer and frame 30. No, this is frame 30. Right-click to choose Insert Keyframe and choose All. While your playhead is still at frame 30, select the movie clip containing the embedded video on the stage. And in the Properties Inspector, choose Alpha for style and 100 for the alpha value. So in the style, we need to choose alpha and choose 100. And then move the playhead on the timeline to frame 49. Okay, it's here. And then select it, move the alpha value to 0. So Animate inserts a new keyframe at frame 49 like this, with the alpha value for your selected movie clip at 0. The instance fades out from frame 30 to frame 49 like this, and we can go to Control to test it. Like this. So the next step is exporting video. We're going to use the other one. So we need to go to File, Open, and go to our lesson files and go to lesson 4. So we need to choose our 04 working copy.flash and click Open. And then we go to File, Export, and choose Export Video. So the Export Video dialog box appears. Deselect the Ignore Stage color. Deselect this one. And select Convert Video in Adobe Media Encoder. And choose When Last Frame is Reached, this one. Choose Browse if you want to export the video in a different location, this one. Or just leave it as default. And then click Export. So Animate exports and saves a MOV file and automatically opens Adobe Media Encoder with a file added in the queue like this. We need to choose a target device for encoding. In Adobe Media Encoder, leave the format of the 04 and, so this one, no, there 0 for working copy.mov as H.264 and set the preset. We need to click the preset to Amazon Kindle Fire Navigation Resolution and 1024 580. And okay, should be this one. And then select the file in the Queue Display list in the preset browser panel. And then select another one, which is Android phone 300 and 240. Okay, 29. Okay, it should be this one. Okay, and then we need to click Start Queue. and Adobe Media Encoder begins encoding the 0 for working copy.mov file into the specified formats and save the file in the path specified in the output.